Don't you just hate it when your green onions go bad before you even get the chance to use them all? It's such a small ingredient, but it makes a big difference in so many dishes. The problem is, they don't seem to last very long once you bring them home. The good news is, with a few easy tricks, you can keep your scallions fresh and ready to use for much longer. In this video, I'll walk you through some simple ways to store them, so you'll always have that crisp, fresh flavor on hand whenever you need it. Let's begin with the very first step. Rinse your green onions gently under cool running water. This will wash away any dirt or sand that may be stuck to the roots or the stalks. Green onions are quite delicate, so it is best to let the water do most of the cleaning rather than rubbing them too hard. Green onions are more than just a simple garnish. They bring a light onion flavor that can brighten soups, stir fries, omelets, and even fresh salads. They have a way of making a dish taste fresher and more complete. That is why it can be so disappointing when they spoil before you get the chance to use them. After rinsing, spread the onions out on a clean kitchen towel or a few sheets of paper towel. Leave them there to air dry until most of the moisture is gone. The drier the scallions are before storage, the less chance they will turn mushy or slimy later. Extra moisture is one of the main reasons green onions go bad quickly. Now prepare a sheet of paper towel by lightly dampening it under the faucet. Squeeze out the excess water until it feels just slightly moist. You do not want it dripping wet because too much water will cause the scallions to soften and spoil faster. What you want is just a gentle bit of moisture to keep them hydrated without soaking them. Take your green onions and arrange them into small, neat bundles. Wrap the damp paper towel around the stems and roll them up carefully, almost like you are preparing a small bouquet or a bundle of herbs. Before we move on, I would love to know where you are watching from. Leave me a quick comment below because it is always fun to see where everyone is tuning in. After wrapping the green onions, cover them tightly with plastic wrap. This helps maintain stable moisture and prevents the onions from drying out too quickly. Finally, place the wrapped bundle in the vegetable compartment of your refrigerator or another cool, well-ventilated area inside. With this simple method, your green onions will stay fresher and crisper for a longer time. Using this method, green onions can stay fresh and green for about 7 to 14 days. That is much longer than leaving them loose in the fridge. It is a simple habit that can save you money, reduce waste, and make sure you always have scallions ready when you need them. Now let's move on to the second method, which can keep your green onions fresh for an even longer time. This way is perfect if you often find yourself buying a bunch, but not finishing it quickly enough. Start by separating the green parts of the onion from the roots. Do not throw the roots away. Save them because they still have life in them and might surprise you if you choose to regrow them later. For now, set the roots aside and focus on the green stalks. Take the stalks and cut them into small pieces, the size that you usually like to use in your cooking. Some people prefer thin slices for soups and noodles, while others like slightly larger cuts for stir fries or garnishes. The idea is to prepare them in the way that makes cooking easier for you later. Green onions are worth keeping on hand because they are such a versatile ingredient. They add not only flavor, but also a beautiful splash of color to your dishes. From scrambled eggs in the morning to a quick bowl of ramen at night, just a sprinkle of fresh scallions makes the meal feel brighter and more complete. That is why learning how to preserve them properly can really save time and effort in the kitchen. Once you have your onions cut to size, prepare a clean glass jar with a tight-fitting lid. It is important that the jar is completely dry inside. Any trace of moisture can cause ice crystals to build up and may shorten the storage time. So make sure the jar is washed, dried, and ready to use. Gently fill the jar with your chopped scallions. Do not pack them in too tightly. Just let them fall naturally into the jar until it is comfortably full. Leaving a little space makes it easier to scoop them out later and prevents the pieces from clumping together. After the jar is filled, close the lid tightly, then place the jar into your freezer. As the onions freeze, the small pieces will remain separate from each other rather than forming a solid block. This makes them very convenient to use whenever you need them. With this method, your chopped green onions can stay fresh and vibrant for 2 to 3 months. They will keep their bright green color and that mild, fresh flavor. The best part is that you do not need to thaw them before using. Each time you cook, just grab a spoon and scoop out as much as you need directly from the jar. Toss the frozen scallions straight into your dish, and they will blend in perfectly as they cook. This method is especially helpful if you like to plan ahead, or if you do not want to worry about your green onions going bad after just a few days. It saves you from extra trips to the store and makes sure you always have a supply of fresh-tasting scallions, ready to go whenever inspiration strikes in the kitchen. Let's see what you can do with the roots of your green onions. Most of us keep them to regrow, and it really is one of the simplest ways to enjoy fresh scallions again and again. Start by choosing roots that still look healthy. The tips should be white, firm, and free from damage. Take a clear glass cup so you can easily watch the roots as they grow. Place the onion roots upright inside the glass. Do not overcrowd the cup. Give them a little space so each root has room to develop. Next, add clean water into the glass. Fill it just enough to cover the roots, but keep the water line below the white base of the stems. If the water is too high, the bottoms may rot, so keeping only the roots submerged is the key. Now, place the glass in a bright spot with natural light, such as a windowsill. With sunlight and fresh water, you will see new green shoots appear in just a few days. Make sure to change the water every 1 to 2 days to keep it clear and full of oxygen. After about 4 to 7 days, the green leaves will grow tall and ready for you to cut. Harvest only the tops and leave the roots in place. They will keep producing more leaves, giving you fresh scallions again and again without another trip to the store. It is almost like having a small garden right in your kitchen. Simple, practical, and always rewarding. Before we wrap up, here's a quick little tip you might find useful. If you've ever chopped green onions and noticed that the smell lingers on your hands, you know rinsing with water alone doesn't really get rid of it. Instead, try this simple trick. Place your hands under running water and gently rub them against a stainless steel spoon. The metal reacts with the sulfur compounds from the onions, and it helps pull the odor away. In just a few seconds, your hands will feel fresh again without that strong onion smell. So now you have 3 simple and practical ways to keep your green onions fresh and ready to use. The first method helps them stay crisp in the fridge for up to 2 weeks. The second method lets you freeze them, so you always have chopped scallions on hand for months. And with the third method, you can regrow fresh green leaves from the roots right on your windowsill, almost like having a mini garden in your kitchen. Each of these methods can save you money, reduce food waste, and make cooking a little easier every day. You can try one or even combine them depending on how often you use green onions. If you found these tips helpful, give this video a like, share it with friends who also love cooking, and subscribe for more easy kitchen ideas. And let me know in the comments which method you're most excited to try. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.